some refried beans. I don't know anybody who doesn't like refried beans. It probably is one of everybody's favorite preparations for beans. And what's cool is when you make your beans on Sunday and eat them throughout the week, at the end you might have just about a cup left over with some bean broth and you don't know what to do. Refried beans is perfect. The canned are okay, but they're not great. And it's so easy to make, I wonder if you'll be buying canned again in the future. All right, the ingredients are pretty simple. Obviously you want cooked beans, and we're doing pinto, which is really pretty classic, and you want to make them super brothy. So these have been cooked already. You also want an onion. The other secret is fat. And today we're going to make it very traditional, and we're using lard. And lard is high in oleic acid. I have no idea what that is, but since it's high in it, and I think it sounds like it's a good thing, you want more in your diet. Or you want to do olive oil. Personally, I love lard, and I also actually love olive oil, which is less authentic, but no less delicious. It's just really different. So just do what you need to do, but know that you're making a choice. I'm going to start with the lard, and this is beautiful rendered lard from a Mexican grocery. And this seems about right. Ooh, I'm eyeballing it, and then I'm going to just chop up the white onion as the oil heats. And like I said, you can use olive oil, but just know it's going to be different, and you're going to get a lot of people judging you. Not me, but others. All right, I would say you don't want to brown the onions, but you want them soft. So I'm going to turn the heat down a tiny bit when I turn it off. So we're going to keep this going until the onions are soft. Onions are super soft, and now I'm going to add beans and broth. And this looks about the right amount of soupiness. And you may think, oh, it looks too wet, and it is actually a little bit, but we want to let this all heat up. And the beautiful thing about beans is if they're too wet, just turn up the heat and let them evaporate. And if they're too dry, add a little more bean broth or even water, and they're still going to be delicious. So we're going to let this come up to a simmer and warm through completely. Our beans have heated through, and they're gently simmering. They're starting to thicken up. And you know, pinto beans are a good bean for this because they have thin skins and they exude a richness. Now, you could use a potato ricer. If you had something like this, you could smash it down, but we're pros here. So we're using a machacadora, and it's a masher. And this is why you want the onion soft and you want the beans hot and soft. And basically what we're gonna do is mash them with the machacadora. And I like to go around in a circle and keep coming forward. And it isn't easy, it does take a while. But I think you can control the texture better. Whereas if you use a masher, it's just all going to be done. If you put it in a blender, you could, but I always find it so wasteful because how are you going to get all the extra beans out of the blender? I don't like that. So you just keep going. There's no rush. We're all friends here. And then you can see how beautiful and thick this is getting. And in reality, I'm mashing the beans into the onion and then smashing them and running them across the bottom of the pan. Cast iron is great for this, although if you don't have one handy, don't not make beans because of that. And then stir them around occasionally. As far as I'm concerned, these are looking really good. When you keep pushing across the bottom, you should be able to see the bottom of the pan for a minute. So if it comes in too fast, it's probably too thin. And you know, it's very subjective, but I think this, I don't know how you do better than that. That looks pretty great. And you take a tostada, which it would be nice if you made it yourself, but don't bust a gut. Don't use as much as you think because it's super hot. In fact, it's kind of like lava. Oh, look, here. We'll put some cheese on it. Here, let me get this out of the way. And remember, not too much cheese. It's not a cheese dish. It's a bean dish. I've got lovely white onions. And again, for more crunch, we've got the radish. That's great. And then Rancho Gordo brand Felicidad chipotle sauce, which I think is one of our best. And you're done. Now, if you had lettuce, do lettuce. If you had some cabbage hanging around, do that. And then just make 5 or 6 of these, bring it out, and it just took a few minutes. That's the traditional way. Again, you could have made it with olive oil. It would have been weird. Corn oil would have been weird, but probably just as delicious in a different way. But another way, I'm really tired I've had a really rough day and you kids are driving me crazy. You want to shut them up. Take some beans. And you could put fat in it, but I'll be honest, you actually can do this without fat. But you should do it with an apron. And that's too liquidy, so I'm not going to worry. Life's about choices. We'll add some more beans, and then we'll heat this up. All right, so this is a little thin, so I'm not so happy with that. So what I'm going to do is switch these out. And this isn't as authentic, so we don't really have to worry too much. So we're just going to heat this up in here. I'd say medium, high heat. So this now has gone from liquid to what most of us would consider refried beans. And that was much easier. It won't be quite as indulgent, but I think it's a really good, quick fix. All right, and with this new batch of refried beans, or really pureed beans, we can do the same thing. Tortillas have a face, did you know that? There's two sides. One side is the face, the other side is the other side. So just keep that in mind when we want to decorate the face. But look, there you go. And that's how you make refried beans.